Kyung. Among the many film festivals in New York and around the country, the Tide Film Festival stands out for its focus and celebration of filmmakers of color. I sat down with the Asian American visionary behind the festival. Two undocumented Turkish brothers at risk of being exposed. An adopted black Mennonite torn between her faith and her desire to explore the outside world. A Korean immigrant mother who can't speak English and seeks help from strangers with her son's homework. These were some of the stories by diverse filmmakers that were showcased at the inaugural Tide Film Festival in 2018.
So TIDE, if I can say, stands for Truth, Intent, Disrupt, and Title. And we say that we believe that filmmakers of color deserve to tell their truths with intent to disrupt the mainstream narrative and to feel entitled in their right to do so.
Julie Young is the founder of the Tide Film Festival, which is being held for the second year in a row in Brooklyn. She says her passion to create a festival that celebrates the voices, visibility, and power of storytellers of color is deeply rooted in her personal experiences.
I'm an adoptee. I was brought up in a white suburb in an Italian-Irish-American family, and I feel that my experiences as an adoptee kind of inform everything that I do today. And so with regard to Tide, I grew up never seeing any images of myself on TV, in the books that I read, in movies. And I think that the media has such a powerful impact on us, and the images that we see and the images that we don't see are just very powerful.
Now, as the mother of two biracial children, Young has called the festival a, quote, love letter to her children.
I have Blasian mixed children myself, and it took me a long time to become this very proud Asian American woman. And it has been kind of my mission in life to help my children feel good about themselves as people of color in this world.
Young says for too long, the stories about people of color, if told at all, have been narrated through the lens of others, which invariably leads to flat and shallow stereotypes.
It would just not be authentic. It would sort of be over the top and just, kind of promote stereotypes for black, brown, yellow, red bodies, And so we want to control our own narratives, and we want to help, Tide wants to help support the filmmakers of color to tell their own authentic stories.
Just be able to tell these human stories, and we're able to connect with, and we're recognizing the humanity in, people of color. And to be able to share this, I think, was really important.
Tide Festival participants Peter Lee and Julian Kim were recognized last year by the supermodel and founder of Every Mother Counts, Christy Turlington, with an award for their short film, Homework. The award gave them an opportunity to create this Mother's Day film to raise awareness about Every Mother Counts' mission of promoting maternal health around the world.
The United States is the only industrialized country with a rising maternal mortality rate.
It's not just, here's a check, but it's actually work opportunity. And for all of us trying to sort of make it in the industry, it's so much more meaningful to be able to create a project with a budget and to be able to constantly prove ourselves.
Since last year's Tide Film Festival, the two filmmakers have released their first feature-length film called Happy Cleaners, a story rooted in their own experiences of growing up as children of immigrants in Flushing, Queens, which has generated excitement and an outpouring of support from the Asian American community.
I think a lot of comments we've been getting was like, man, that's my life on screen. Like, man, I lived through that, and I think the authenticity of it, I think, was really empowering to people and audiences in the community, really. And without saying much, just the fact that, hey, it's a story about a Korean American immigrant family in Flushing. They're like, yo, where can I watch this movie? Like, they want to see it.
We are, Korean American males, children of immigrants, millennials. And that's a lens that we'll always carry with us through the rest of our lives. And so we'll always be seeing the world with that lens. And I think that's a diverse perspective that we're able to offer.
An additional mission of the Tide Film Festival is to build bridges of understanding amongst communities.
When it comes down to it, Tide is about compassion. It's about you watching my story and learning something about me and hopefully feeling some empathy so that you then see me more as a human being and as a person as opposed to just whatever ideas you might have had about me beforehand. That's the point of storytelling, I think, is to kind of help connect human beings through compassion.
When I was watching films at Tide Fest, like I was just so blown away by all the different stories told there. Like it was very like colorful. There was like very different stories from very different genres, first of all, and like the kind of backgrounds and, you know, people who want to tell the stories were very different. When I stood there and was watching all this, it's like, man, this is like what America should be.
And organizers of the Tide Film Festival have plans to keep growing it as a platform to shine a light on filmmakers who are challenging the mainstream narrative of films. I'm Kyung Yoon for Asian American Life.